Now, when we get in there, it's important that we get the right message across. They'll be watching every little move. Oh, and remember, it may be the only chance you get to talk to Robert. Or if someone is holding him.
See you later.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, as I'm sure you'll all understand, both Mr. and Mrs. Sugden are too upset to get into a question and answer session, but Mr. Sugden does have a statement to make.
I just want to appeal to anyone who can help me get my little boy back. Please, Robert, if somehow you're reading this or watching it, come home. You know how much we all love you and miss you. And if someone out there knows where Robert is, please let us know. Let the police know. Let my little boy come home.
I think that covers it, ladies and gentlemen.
Could we get a photograph of Mr. and Mrs. Sugden with the baby?
That help, Jack?
Have you got any comment to make about the story that appeared in this morning's paper about Mrs. Sugden and the Professor?
You think you wrote it?
I told you, Miss Ackroyd.
They do want our help. It is in the public interest.
I don't believe this. Come on, Sarah. You're only going to make things worse.
It can't get any worse. Can't you see how hard this is for us? And yet you're more interested in destroying our family than helping us find our son. Don't you realise that people actually believe everything that you write?
So you're saying you weren't at Professor McKinnon's house?
It wasn't like that. It was just a drink. We were working together and we'd just finished the project we'd been working on, and it was just a quick drink to say thank you. I've done nothing wrong. Please believe me. This is all a terrible nightmare. Please don't make it worse. Please help us to find our son.
What do you reckon? Well, you never can tell.
If anybody has any information leading to... I don't believe you two. Getting the kiddie back's what matters, not was she or wasn't she. I mean, all she did was have a drink with the bloke she worked with. Are we going out, or will people...
I don't think I've ever come so close to hitting a woman before.
Well, a room full of coppers and cameras isn't the right place, is it?
But all they care about is a front-page story. Robert isn't a lost little boy. He's just good copy.
Well, according to Jan, Sarah gave them plenty to think about anyway.
Sarah's already given them plenty to think about.
You've got to sort it out, Jack. You and Sarah need each other to get through this mess. What went off before won't do anybody any good going on about it.
If she hadn't been up there, Ned, it never would have happened.
And if you'd have trusted her more and stayed with the kids, it wouldn't have happened, would it?
Well, then why did she lie to me about McKinnon?
Talk to her, Jack. Have it out with her if need be. But you need Sarah by your side when that little lad comes home. Which could happen any time. Maybe even tonight. Who knows, eh?
Fancy some fun?
I'm making some beans on toast. Do you want any?
Not hungry.
You've got to eat.
Wendy, if you give us 5 minutes, I'd like a word with Sarah.
Yeah, no problem.
It's time we talked.
Really? What's so special about now? You've hardly been able to bear being in the same room as me.
Yeah, well, Ned's been giving me a talking to. Says we ought to sort ourselves out before Robert gets back.
So it took Ned to tell you that, eh?
Sarah, my son's out there, you know.
Oh, yeah? Your son, not mine.
Whatever happened between you and McKinnon, I don't care. It doesn't matter.
Jack,
Just let me finish, eh? I don't care about that. I just care about Robert.
You've got a nerve, Jack Sugden. This isn't about Robert, is it? It's about your pride. Just because I'm working with a man means I've got to be sleeping with him? Well, I didn't, Jack. I wouldn't even think about it.
Let's drop it.
No, I'm not dropping it. There's nothing to drop. Nothing happened, Jack. You sit there like you're doing me a favour. Well, maybe this will get through to you. I didn't do anything, Jack. I didn't. I wouldn't. I didn't even think of it. Am I getting through to your thick